guest that we are interviewing. So first off, I'm gonna ask you your name. So could you let them know your name, sir?
My name is Bobby Joe Roberts.
Okay, his name is Bobby Joe Roberts. And what is your mom's name?
Sadie Mae Roberts.
Mom's name is
Sadie Mae Roberts.
Sadie Mae Roberts. As you can see, we're down in Birmingham, across from the Civil Rights Museum. This is his mom being dragged in the streets of Birmingham back in 1963. And just coincidence, we happened to be out here today and ran into this man. So we want to say all praises for that. So like I said, this is 1963. So I'm going to ask you again, let the people know exactly what was happening on this picture right here.
At this particular time, when I left high school, they said we shot hooking and left high school to be down here.
She was being arrested.
And at the time, they was arresting my mother. And they was dragging her. 2 police, 1 on each arm. And they wouldn't let me cross the street. I kept hollering and telling them, let me talk to my mother. You know?
Right.
They said, you can see her in jail. They was taking her to the south side jail at the time. And the friends I had with me had to hold me back. Because if I came across the street, police would have beat me down with the baton.
Right.
So my friends held me back.
And how old were you at this time?
17 years old.
17 years old.
Yeah.
So the brother was 17 years old, shot hooky, came to this area of Birmingham to see his mom being drugged in the street by the cops. And they told him he can see his mama in jail. How that made you feel, man?
Well, I was kind of nauseated, and I was real angry, but because I couldn't do nothing about it.
Right.
Because if I had stepped across that street, they would have beat me down with the baton.
Right. Same thing they do now.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Just on camera now.
Right.
One thing, this is the actual street where he saw his mom.
Exactly.
Right? This actual street right here in front of 6th Avenue North in Birmingham, Alabama. Right across the street from 16th Baptist Church. 16th Street Baptist Church. Right? And right across the street from where they have the Birmingham Civil Rights Museum.
So you were telling me earlier that you was in Vietnam.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you a question. Were you drafted?
No, I volunteered to go in the service to take care of my mother.
Okay, you feel like if you go into the service, you can help bring funds into the house
Yes.
to help out. So how was it? What was your experience in Vietnam? You was over there fighting, so how was your experience as a black man over there fighting in Vietnam?
A bunch of us kept saying, why are we fighting? What are we fighting for?
Mm-hmm.
And
Which was a good question.
it was a good question, but we had no answer.
Right.
Because we didn't know
Right.
why we was there.
Right. You just saw a way to make money
Right.
and help your family out.
Take care of my mother.
Right. And I've seen movies about Vietnam where they'll show the black men out there fighting, and you'll hear some of the Koreans on the loudspeaker asking the black man, go home, this is not your war.
Right.
Why are you over here fighting?
Right.
Did you see that
Yes, sir.
firsthand? You did? Wow. How did that make you feel when you hear them asking you that question?
I'm trying to get an understanding. What is the truth?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going
Mm-hmm.
through this here.
Mm-hmm.
What we gonna get out of there?
Okay. So, how long did you stay in Vietnam?
18 months.
And then you leave Vietnam, come back home, and it's no change in how your people were being treated.
The change at that point.
Did that make you feel like depressed?
I was more than depressed.
Mm. Wow. So as you see, no matter what you do for this country as a black man, as an Israelite, you know, they're never gonna treat us as equals.
No, never.
So, and the reason I say that is, what we have to do cause we can't win on our own. We have to start keeping the commandments like God told us to. And he said then he will fight for us. Until we as a people start keeping the commandments, that was back in, when you was in Vietnam,
63 and 64.
63 and 64, it's 2020, it's 2022, and we still going through the same thing. 2022. So let me ask you another question. Do you think you can forgive the people on how they treated your mom, you, us? Do you think you can ever forgive them?
My religion taught me to forgive. I forgive them. I won't forget, ever.
Okay. How was your mom affected
My book bag over there.
after this incident here happened to her?
I talked to my father. He was in Buffalo, New York.
Bro, my book bag.
I talked with him to get her down. He was very dedicated. Every day he would be out here. I wanted them to, my dad to get my mother up north. There wasn't too much difference. Yeah, racism, hatred up there as well.
Get that towel back. Okay, and this is a big question right here. Do you think desegregation helped our people, or do you think it hurted our people? I'm gonna hear your answer, and then I'm gonna give you what I think on it.
Well, I can't exactly see too much gain, but we still got a lot of racism undercover. And they still got the Ku Klux Klan.
Okay. Well,
Undercover.
right. I think, me myself personally, I think that desegregation kind of hurt the black community because when we were separated from them, we tend to help each other more. We tend to have motivation to have our own restaurants and businesses. And the minute they allowed us to start coming into their establishment, we had been shut out of their establishment for so long, so when we finally got a chance to go, we quit spending money in our own black-owned establishment, spending more money with the white people, making the black business owners lose money and black businesses shut down. So, and not only that, when we were desegregated, we tend to look out for love one another more, treat each other better. You know, back then we weren't killing each other, you know. And just like everything started going downhill once we desegregated. That's my take on it. But I guess that's all I got for you, man. I appreciate it. If there's anybody else got any questions?
Right.
If I have any questions.
And again, this is his mother, right? Could you say your mother's name again?
Sadie Mae Roberts.
This is Sadie Mae Roberts. and she is right here on the poster in the civil rights, right? She was, it says she was protesting,
Yeah.
right? She stood up for her people.
Yes, she did.
She knew that it was more than just sitting there and watching and standing by, right?
Every day, she just leave home. Meet down here with these people. So I said, now I got to do something.
Right.
Keep income coming in my home. So I joined the military.
Right.
And they were sending a lot of blacks to Vietnam. I noticed that when I got there, most of the guys in my company was black. And we had harshest missions to carry out. There was another way of killing us black.
You said Vietnam was another way of killing black?
Yeah. They killed us.
So they make you walk point all the time? I'm gonna ask you this question right here about the Vietnam War. Did they make black soldiers walk point in their platoon more than they had the white your counterparts in Vietnam?
Well, they kept a watchful eye on guys like me from where we was from. And we spoke out on a lot of things, on different missions they sent us on. I would say, why we gotta go? You know, they'll send 10 to 15 blacks out platoon on a mission and about 4 whites. We started putting 2 and 2 together. And then a lot of times we started to lay our rifle down, but we didn't want to suffer the consequences. Being court-martialed. And then they come up with an idea that we was communists if we did some things like that. And we took a lot of racism in the military while at home here, our parents was being drugged and beat and put in the Southside jail. It was full of black people, young black people, for protesting.
Just for protesting.
Just for protesting.
And you see on the right. And I was reading the bottom of this sign, right? It says in that last sentence, there some whites spit on, verbally attack the protesters.
Yeah.
But the non-violent protesters do not strike back. Right? So they didn't even strike back. That's how bold and brave our people were. And we got to come back and be as bold as our forefathers were. Right? And this was a bold sister. The sister out there dressed in modest apparel, fighting for the rights of her people. Fighting not to be treated like dogs and animals. This was a bold sister. She put her life on the line for this thing.
I saw them sick the dogs, the police dogs, towards my mother. So I thank God that she didn't get bit with the canine dogs, the police dogs they call them, police dogs. Or they deputized the dogs to get them right. Canine dog became police.
The dog became police.
Yeah.
Hey, like they say, had 4-legged dogs sicked on us by 2-legged dogs.
I got a question for the brother. The brother now, you know that Martin Luther King, you know, he opposed the war in Vietnam. He was adamantly opposed to that war. Do you feel as though you did the right thing by joining that war?
Yes, I do, because I did to bring income in my home, take care of my mom.
Okay, let me.
So you don't feel as though you may have done more harm than good in the long run?
I feel
For our people, I mean.
No, I do not, because I had a purpose.
Yeah.
My purpose was
Praying
to
real hard.
bring income.
Can you see?
Right now, I'm 100% disabled veteran behind the wall. I got anything in Vietnam.
Okay, let me ask you another question, brother. You seen this whole civil rights thing, you seen a lot of it. You seen it transpire. You was there when it was first getting started with Rosa Parks. You remember all of that, right?
See Bobby Jones?
Okay. Do you feel as though we as a people have accomplished everything that the civil rights movement set out to do?
No, sir.
Now tell us all, what do you see the biggest problem that we face today, and one of the things that the civil rights movement can never accomplish for our people?
Getting the black people together and get the young black people realizing who they are and the cause of what we do and the protest.
So do you feel as though the civil rights movement, let me just ask you like this, what are the things the civil rights movement could never do for our people?
Make them pull together.
The civil rights movement can never really make our people pull together.
Right.
Now you know, you may or you may not know, I'm assuming that you do, that we are the group of people out here today, the ones who talking to you, you know that we are out here to inform our people that we not just ordinary people. We are here to inform our people of who we truly are. And that never did occur during the civil rights movement. And had it occurred, I do believe we would have pulled together, because that's our goal, is to get our people to understand who we are, so that we can come together and unite the way the scriptures tell us to. So, do you realize, you probably didn't at that time, but you probably know now, that we the children of Israel, right?
Right.
That's right. Okay. Once again, I'm Brother Ezekiel, and we are A.O.I, and we want to thank Brother Bobby Joe Roberts and for giving us information on him and the information on his mom, Sadie Roberts, things that she went through during 1963 down in Birmingham during the civil rights era. And we want to thank you so much. It's just a coincidence that we came down here on the same day that you will be down here, and we want to say thank you, and you and your family have a good rest of the day. We appreciate y'all.
I appreciate
All praise.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.